Cool,
Okay,
cool.
it's gonna take a while to. It's gonna take a while to. I will send you the live link through Facebook.
Yep, and I'll share it out.
Yeah, man. Okay, let me go and get a drink. I'll be right back. Well, the thing is directing to YouTube. I will send you the live link through Facebook.
Yep. Yep, and I'll.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. Everything started playing at once. Okay, let me just send you the okay, where is the where's the share button? I can't find the share button. God damn it. Ah, there we go. Okay, and I'm going to Facebook now. And this is the YouTube live link to join our call tonight.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
All right. Okay.
Copy link and share it everywhere.
You know, here, right, in Singapore, we tried this. Have you seen our zombies? We had shield zombies.
Yeah, we had shield zombies as well.
Massive shield zombies and an immortal
Yeah,
one.
you guys were using swords and shields and throwing them, and I was like, whoa, that's OP.
It was hilarious because that was it wasn't expected because the axe came in later in the game where
Yeah.
one of my the boss, the zombie, was like, we need to make the game a bit more difficult. The players are getting more smart. And he just went to pick up my axe and he goes, "Can I use this?" And I'm like, "Sure,
Yep.
go ahead, let's go. Well, just do whatever you want with it." And I didn't expect him to throw it at one of our best players in the game.
It's amazing how quickly the whole thing can change when one person goes down.
Yes, it's hilarious. But we are a lot of survivors too. We had different storylines through the chat. Let me just send to most of my groups too. Okay, here, and then here, and then yeah, we're going live all over the place in Singapore, so don't have to worry about it.
And I'm just going to assume that I've got to try my best not to swear.
Oh yeah, please, try not to swear. I'm also trying hard not to swear on live. It's a family-friendly show. Anyway, we'll start the podcast properly at 9 o'clock.
I'll do my best.
I need to remember to hit the record button. I always forget.
We'll do that now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. That would make perfect sense. Do it now. Give me a while. I want to go live in a while. Okay, let's just share it wherever I can. There's too many people. Okay, and I just go to Facebook. Urban Tentacle. Well, we are trying to desperately get this to work quickly. I'm trying to find where everything is. By the way, what's your plans on a HVZ on your side though? Are you still going to join the games or are you just going to create a new one on your own and start all over again?
I'd rather not talk about that.
All right. I think that's.
I'll talk to you about it after the fact. I just don't want to do it. Yeah.
Okay, we shall do it. We should do it after the show.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm almost done on my side. Just one share, and I'm there. Oh wait. Okay, how this? and I've shared it onto YouTube. And now we are going straight to share to a group.
Cool.
Yes.
I've just shared it in the crew and auxiliary.
All right.
Sydney Nerf. Nerf
I've-
mod is welcome. Nerfaholics Anonymous.
I've shared it almost in our majority of the Singapore group. Okay, hopefully people come on soon. We'll come on soon. I think. Wait. I need to head to the. I need to head to.
And I'm live now, Josie.
That's one thing you don't want to hear, in the middle of a live.
That's why I was telling her before we got really started.
Oh yeah. By the way, okay, we are live actually on YouTube. If you click on the link, you can actually see the comment section.
Okay.
We see all the comments starting to flow in.
Well, jump on and see if I can follow the comments.
Sure, no problem. We'll start at 9 lah, so don't worry, we see it sometime. So Lisa Joseph says hi, Judd. And
Hey.
Hey guys, zombies on your 6.
Wait, for the second game, I can just wash it off and then go human again.
I was scaring all the humans on that day. It was just hilarious. Even my own team.
It was good fun.
Yeah, it was fun. Hi, Mortality, you're on, and the Maniac. Hello. Oh, Big Dan fan. Oh, I see. You have fans here actually. Judd, you have fans coming online.
Yeah, I saw Mortality.
Yo.
Sergeant Flowers reporting in.
Wait. Oh yeah, he has Sergeant Flowers.
Yeah.
Notice me, Senpai. We are noticing you. Okay. Hey, hello, Gideon. Hey, Gideon, you should actually be here. You're one of the hosts.
Senpai has noticed you.
I don't know what you're doing on our live chat rather than on the link itself.
Let's move this here so I can actually see the chat. And this is going to be really weird because now I'm looking at us and I'm looking at us.
Us and us, yeah.
But yeah, we'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, the guy who got hit by the axe is called Ravin. This is our top player actually in most of the games.
Oh, okay.
We call him the legend. We call him the legend.
No, we have a few players that we target specifically, but then usually we can't get them until the end because we don't have enough people.
Oh, we don't target this guy, but it's just big fun that we had. We see him. Yeah. Yeah, you did see the video that Sergeant Flowers posted, right? Yeah, then you see the funny stuff.
Yeah, no, I watched that one. That's when I saw the. You guys had a really cool like hedge maze and stuff like that.
So since actually now we are at it, let me share with you what the map looks like on the actual day.
Go for it.
We actually about 80 players, so the map actually looks like this. Where is the image? I think it's this one. Yeah. All right. This is our planet. So
Joseph's threatening to throw an axe at us already.
So this is the map of our thing. So we have a Stonehenge.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's quite big. It's a park. This is a beach. Over on this line is a beach. This is a forested area. This is the whole entire park.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like the maze. That would be terrifying to go in, and that would be the first place I go.
Oh, there are items hidden inside there, so they had to go in. But if you're trapped, then you're trapped.
Oh yeah, but that's the fun of it. It's like, oh, that's a terrible idea. That's where I'm going.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, so that's some stuff of it. Don't worry, guys, we haven't started. We are just doing a bit of chit chat. When we start, you'll start to hear me do the introductions, and I'll hit the record button. I won't forget about that, Ryan.
No worries. So Raven's the hero player.
Yeah.
Okay.
What a play. Ishun's legend in the house. Yeah, boy.
I had to throw a dart back at my girlfriend because she's trying to distract me while we're doing this.
Well, imagine she just pull out something and shoot you.
Stop it.
I can't wait I can't wait to actually go over to Australia to play one of your games. Or even Z-Town over there, because it's way bigger.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I can't wait for you to come here and play as well.
No, it's there's different kinds of HVZs, I feel.
Yes.
Like you can't go into like the HVZ that I ran or the one that you guys are now running with the same attitude that you would Z-Town.
Correct.
They're two very different games.
Yes, they are the amount of people and the effort put in and the locations and type of things that we do is
Yeah,
really-
even the type of game and stuff like that.
yeah, man.
Yeah, Raven, I am from Sydney.
Yep, Sydney, Australia. Oh yeah. Oh no, Robin, that sucks.
I mean, I was planning on going back over to the US for End War again, but couldn't do it.
Yeah. We are supposed to have we also have a HBZ game, one in March and one in June. But this pandemic hits and we can't do both. Yeah. So we're hoping, cross fingers, end of the year I can get it out. One last. We are doing a lot of planning and then we hope we can do it one last. We can do one before the end of the year. To keep story going. Yeah. So we have storyline. The first storyline is just called Operation Biohazard. People getting to a safe haven. As Yishun is a place, it's a town in Singapore. It's an actual town in Singapore, it's just that we use it. Then
Okay.
the second story is a sanctuary, a fallen sanctuary. So the story just keep going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we don't really have much of a story for the one we have in Sydney. The one when I was running it, we would just we show up. It's like, all right, we've got 10 people. You two are zombies. The 8 of us are going to go up that hill. Give us 10 seconds and then try and kill us. And then next round, it's like, all right, you and you. Now you're zombies. Let's go again. And we just keep playing just gameplay. There's no story. It's just chasing each other around, and that's it.
Yeah, man, you guys are doing it differently. That's what, but you guys are doing good too. Yeah.
I love the way you guys have the story in it, though. It's just we didn't have enough players to do that sort of thing. We were only running with like 6 to 8 players at the start, and our biggest game had like 30.
Oh, but you guys are doing it like in a way that it's an ongoing mini game. Ours is like a big game that you have to.
Yeah, so like you'll die 100 times in that day, but you get to restart and be a zombie and be a human, and then it's like, oh no, I got tagged. 20 minutes later, I'll be alive again. So everyone gets a turn.
Yeah, over here because so my first game we had a try actually. So we were just trying out. We were just testing out the gameplay. The first game lasted about 1 to 2 hours. Everyone turned very fast. I think they don't grab. So we took a break, and the weather was hot, so we took a break. And then I resetted the game a bit. So I just told them, so who wants to be zombies and who want to continue being zombies and who want to continue being players? Let's go for another round.
Yeah.
And we restarted the game. It lasted a bit longer. More fun. People know how to play the game, and
yeah,
I think that's where we start everything.
It'll get better the more you play, because more people will learn how it works. You'll figure out how to balance the game better and stuff like that.
And then when you're more experienced, you already know how to out the zombies and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a matter of keep doing it and you'll get better.
Yes. All right, 5 more minutes before we actually go on to the actual podcast for today. So if you do have any questions, please do ask in the chat comment sections over here in the YouTube chat. So let's keep the questions coming. We'll answer them. I see a question by Ichi. When will there be a urban HBZ? There was supposed to be one, if you were listening just now. There was supposed to be one in March and June, but yeah, it's not gonna happen with the pandemic now. Yeah. Yes, the one that's what's up one. If you Zombieland's first rule, cardio definitely.
I don't follow that rule. I'm too big.
No,
my first rule is just a lot of guns, a lot of blasters.
Yeah. Big, just keep shooting, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, my theory is if I can't shoot my way through it, I probably deserve to be tagged.
I get. Well, you go big or go home.
Well, if you see me running, you should definitely run.
Yeah, I mean, back in I don't know if Sydney is the same, but like I think you experience it in Singapore game. It's funny how like we see most of the players, they see one zombie, they start running. Then,
yeah, that's a big thing in Z-Town here as well.
Oh, okay. I mean, besides the nerfers, we are just standing around, just acting like enjoying the best day of their lives. Like, oh yes, it's time to shoot people without getting shot at.
Everyone talks up a big game, and then they see one zombie, and they're like, "Nope," and run away.
And then the rest of the nerfers are just trying to rally people. We're like, come guys, just stay and shoot. It's just one of against like 10 of us or something like that. We have 10 guards, that's one zombie.
Yeah, no, I see that a lot. I've seen some brilliant things happen with that. Like, in like one of the early games I went to in Melbourne, there was like a group of like 7 or 8 zombies that were just running straight towards us. And we're like, oh no. And we raised our blasters, got ready to shoot. And then they just turned a corner and ran away from us. And I was like, what the hell are they running from? And then there's just one guy, one survivor, who's just chasing after them with a pair of hammer shots, like, get back here! It was a survivor chasing zombies.
We were chasing. We were having fun too. That was the thing. We were the ones
Yeah.
chasing. Oh, Blaster. Yes, sorry. Wang Wei.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know I made that mistake.
I mean, welcome to Zombieland.
Yeah, we were talking Zombieland, so I went to movie language instead of Nerf language.
Exactly the same thing. The alphas gave me PTSD. Actually, yes, the one in Singapore was quite terrifying. I didn't know how the male one gets so much stamina in the game. He's just chasing us like crazy.
Yeah, no, their job is to herd people.
Yeah,
They can kill, but it's not their job to kill.
Yeah. Oh,
If you get too close and too stupid, they'll kill you.
Yeah.
But their job is mainly to get people running and dispersing them so that there's not strong areas. Because if you hold up in your base and no zombie can get you, they'll just send an alpha in. It's like, good, make them run.
Yeah. But people do not know the rule about the alpha. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've got my GoPro footage, and I won't share it with you because there's a lot of swearing in it.
I understand about it. We were swearing through I was swearing through the entire thing. My footage was just
But I was making a hostage trade with Yellow,
Oh.
and as I was making the trade, we're like, all right, we're leaving now. And then all of Yellow starts running towards us. And they're like, zombies! And they're running. And I'm like, turn around and shoot them. Turn around. Bugger it. I'll shoot them. So I walked forward. I'm like, I can't believe I'm saving Yellow team. And then there's one alpha zombie. And I'm like, God damn it. I can't shoot him. So I turned around and started walking. And he started chasing me. And I'm like, do you just want to go get them, man? I'm tired. And he's like, all right. And just ran past me.
That's what happened to mine. Oh my god, I didn't know that happened too. All right, man. Okay, 2 more minutes. Then we'll just start the actual. We'll start our live chat and the proper session. So, yeah, but that was a good one. I think that there was a problem at the start of the game though for blue team. In Z Town in the early day, in the day game. So I think there was a bit of confusion between the players, the alpha zombie and the NPC.
Yeah.
To start the game, I think everyone's supposed to run to their base, get a quick briefing and everything, right? The blue team got chased by the witch-looking patient zero zombie alpha, and they just disappeared. When they reached the base, they saw the zombie, they just ran. And then the NPC was just trying to tell everyone to just stay because the zombie is just it's not gonna do anything because we haven't get our briefing and everything yet, but everyone just start running. I was just there standing in front of the zombie shooting her for no reason at all. I keep forgetting she's one of the alphas. And then I was just there dancing around her with that full backpack of mine, and then my other friends are just trying, hey, just go, just leave them. I'm like, no, we're not gonna leave any survivors behind. And I was dancing around.
No, it was pretty good considering it was the first time a lot of people were doing Z Town, especially like the NPCs, because most of the time, like in most of the Z Towns I've been to, not a lot of the NPCs really know what's going on outside of their bubble.
Oh, okay.
So there is a lot of communication, but there's miscommunication, and they're trying to listen to something while someone, like there's 100 people trying to talk to them and they're trying to listen, so they miss things. So like I've told NPCs how the game works a couple of times just because I've been playing for a very long time, so I know the basics of the game and like what is going to happen and what to do. And I'll do things that are not in my interest or in our team's interest because it's fun.
Correct.
I've got a story I'll tell you when we start going,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's we won the game like an hour in. We finished the game. We couldn't lose,
The mission.
and then we were told, "Oh no, that wasn't supposed to happen." It's like, "Oh, that's a terrible idea. Let's do it." And then we unleashed hell.
Oh my. All right. Now, Judd, so before we carry on with this, it's 9 o'clock. I've started recording and
Cool.
we'll start with the podcast. So, hi, welcome, guys. Welcome to the Urban Tactical Podcast of the Week. And this is the third podcast of the week today with Judd from Sydney, Australia. And today's topic, we are talking about a HVZ and Z Sound. So, I know most of you would like to know how actually HVZ started. Preferably in Australia, and how it actually made its way to Singapore. And then after that, how we met at Z Town, and the difference between Z Town, Australia, and Singapore, because Judd played in both, so he knows. And also, we will do answer your questions here also. So actually, Judd, before we start, shall we answer a question by the audience?
Sure.
Sure. Okay, let's go. So this guy called Unexpected Jazz, he's asking if you could start a if you could start a game and choose your own adventure-based Nerf game, what kind of theme would you base it on? Zombies, Wild West, or World War? Which one would you prefer?
Why not all three? I'm planning a large-scale event, a large-scale like weekend-long camping event where we're doing it as a post-apocalyptic. So that way you can come dressed up as zombie survivors. You can come dressed up as cowboys. You can come dressed up steampunk. You can dress up however you want. It's the end of the world. Dress however you want. Use whatever you want. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, all right. So for me,
because I don't want to exclude anyone.
Oh, you don't? True that. I mean, everyone wants to have their own character based in the game.
So this way you can build any character you want.
Yes. Well, for me myself, I would base it on zombies and World War, but if you want a theme, it'll be Wild West. I want the game to be fun, engaging, and quite versatile in a way that you can change from one season to another scene. We can push it around. Yeah, that's why I want to base my adventure-based Nerf game on. More of zombies right now that I'm focusing on. As you can see my shirt. Hey, promoting. Yeah, that's what we want to base on. All right. If there's questions, please do keep them rolling, because we'll be talking all about it the entire 40 minutes of our podcast. So do stay tuned and give us questions. And now, Judd. So the very important question to start off this is on the topic of HVZ. So what makes you want to start HVZ in Sydney? And when do you start it? How do you start it? And all that.
Well, I got started because of Z Town originally. So years ago, I was just on Facebook and I saw Z Town advertised, and I was like, this looks like fun. And I'd never really been to a Nerf event before. No HVZ, no wars, nothing. I've just like shot a Nerf blaster around my house with my friends and brothers and stuff like that. So I went to Z Town, my first one, which I made a video on my channel about, just what I could remember, because it was like 5 years ago. And we ran around. It was just a couple hundred of people running around playing HVZ. I'm like, this is so much fun. And then when the second one came out, I went to it, and then, pardon me, and then I found out about Sydney Nerf, so I started doing that. And I really enjoyed the Nerf Wars, but I preferred HVZ. I liked that it wasn't so competitive and it was just a little bit more fun and social. So after a couple of years, I just sort of went, well, I could run one of these, just make some basic rules, which is pretty much a universal rule set with slight differences. And I decided to run that with a few friends. And then I was running that for 2 years. So we'd had a monthly game. Basically, all you need is, well, people, because if there's no people, there's going to be no zombies. So you need, like, we started with eight people, and we were playing a full day, like from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. with just 8 people. And we got better as we went on. We started adjusting rules and changing rules. you'll need darts. We had one big box full of darts, and we made sure it didn't start this way, but we eventually ended up with just one type of dart, and we charged dart higher because we did the testing with the because our FPS limit was 120.
Oh,
So
okay.
we used the Z-tip darts, and we did the testing at 150 FPS against ourselves, the admin team, and it was good basis of performance versus pain. And we just got, this is the one dart we're using. No one can bring their own darts because this is the dart. We've done the testing. This is the one that we like the best for what we're doing. And it was just $5. Get as many darts as you want for the day. At the end of the day, everyone picks them up and then puts them back in the box. That's it. You don't have to worry about picking up your own darts or sorting darts. It's just everyone goes out, picks them up, throws them back in the box. Done.
That's a very good dart pool idea actually for HVZ. If you want to have a fair game for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from blasters, you just want a specific type. We will actually have considering that in Singapore actually, to have that rule. But we are thinking that, I mean, we have too many players. It's a bit hard to provide for darts. So we actually just resort to everyone just bring their own, and we have different dart types as well. Yeah, because people have modded blasters here and there. I mean, I don't know if you guys allowed modded blasters in your area?
Yeah, up to 120 FPS.
Up to 120 FPS.
And we allowed rival up to 130 because rival blasters, the ammo is much softer.
Yes.
So it doesn't hurt as much. So we gave that little extra 10 FPS bump in there. It doesn't really matter because the darts will fly further, and it just basically increases the initial speed from the barrel for rival.
Do you guys ban Apollo and sorry, not Apollo. Do you guys ban Nemesis and Prometheus in your games?
We did.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, we did the same.
Well, because we only had like our biggest event was 30 people.
Oh, okay.
If you have something that can shoot 100 rounds, and it takes all of like pop, pop, pop to reload it, that person's going to stay alive forever.
True that.
We made that rule because I was running Hades, the 60-shot Apollo, not Apollo, 60-shot Artemis.
Artemis, yes.
And I was untouchable because I had 60 shots and there was like 15 people. And I had a big pouch of ammo on my back, which was a big dump pouch full of ammo, which had a couple hundred rounds in it, 60 here, plus my 2 hammer shots. And yeah, I had one person who was just walking around with me, picking up all the rival off the ground that they could find and reloading my dump pouch.
The personal bomb.
Yeah, they're like, if I'm with you, I'm going to stay alive. So that person just kept reloading my dump pouch while I kept reloading the blaster. And like, everyone would run at us. I'm like, pop, 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 pop. Start reloading. I got 15 seconds. Pop, 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 pop. And just kept reloading. And it was like, this isn't fair. This just isn't fair. So I was like, is it just me? So I gave it to somebody else. And then they couldn't die. And then they gave it to somebody else and they couldn't die. So it was like, all right, we can't allow high capacity blasters like that.
So it's just overpowered. It's just overpowered. Okay,
yeah, we're going to change that rule when we get more players. Because then it's fair. It's just when there's small numbers, it's not fair.
True that. But we have 80 people, so that will depend.
At 80 people, I'd allow it.
Yeah. John, there's a question for you. Would you come to Singapore again for HVZ that's organized locally?
Yeah.
Not Techtown, but HVZ, just our HVZ event. Would you just come and play? You would? Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I didn't see as much of Singapore as I'd like to, because I was only there for Z-Town in a short time.
Yes,
so I'd like to come down and maybe see if I could play with you guys at an Urban TAC event or something like that, and then do your HVZ as well.
Sure, we will plan that for you. We will plan one, we'll let you know, and then we'll see if we can do it for you on the spot.
Well, I'll let you know when and if I can make it, and we'll start sorting something out down the line.
Yeah, man, we're seeing Singapore situation too. Like right now, the pandemic is not going down too well too. So we gotta wait. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think we can have something for that. And Rafi, can we rent children for that? You mean to pick up darts like what they did for Judd?
That wasn't a child. That was my friend Blake. He's older than I am.
He rented. Ravin, maybe you want to get like maybe like let's see, Gideon to do it for you since he's always using a full auto blaster. I'll be your caddy. Speaking of which, so Judd had actually explained how he started HVZ there in Australia, and how he ran it and everything. So in Singapore, we actually only started last year after Z Town. So how HVZ started is in Z Town, I met Judd right here. Actually, I already know him like for quite a while. We started watching his YouTube videos on HVZ and all that. But who is that? What was the what is the cowboy name? Your best friend? Used to be your friend?
Sir Pedals.
Yeah, Sir Pedals. And Sir Pedals. And then when he came over to Singapore, I'm like, I gotta talk to this guy. And I met him at Z Town, but unfortunately we're on different teams. But after the game, something happened to Judd, and then from there we were talking here and there. He was talking to me about HVZ and how things will run, and from there we knocked it off, where we start talking how to organize stuff, how he organized it in Australia, in Sydney itself. And then after he went back, he sent me data and files, and then I assembled a team, which the team you saw on that day in Singapore, which comprises of a lot of people. I could name a few, like here we have Joseph, we have people like Gary, we have Ryan, and there's a lot of people behind the scenes, like even now Sashi, all that. They were busy behind the scenes for 1 month trying to make the game happen because we were all hungry for more after Z Town.
Yeah.
We had to do the game.
You get the itch.
Yes, you get the itch. You want to shoot. You want to be you want to have that fun. So we just started, and yeah, we went straight for it, and it was a success. I think those who went, it was a good success. It was quite a big turnout. We enjoyed it. We changed a lot of rules from what Judd has given us, but we did follow his guidelines here and there. We also had his box of darts that he donated to us. I'm not too sure if you guys have seen his donated box of darts, but we had it.
It wasn't a lot. It was like maybe 1,000 X-Shot darts, which you guys don't have.
Wait, 1,000 is a lot actually. Yeah, we do have quite a bit that we were using too. Yeah, but that was what started Z Town. That started HVZ in Singapore actually. Yeah. So y'all should actually, yeah. So that's why we should actually next time go over to Australia to play.
Yeah.
So we can experience two different cultures of HVZ and at the same time Z Town. So speaking of Z Town, Judd, what's the difference between Z Town Australia and the Z Town that you had in Singapore, or in overseas like End War in the US, the Z Town, that kind of Z Town over there?
Well, End War is a completely different game again. So that End War is broken up into 2-hour missions. So it's like 2 hours and then like 2-hour break, and then 2 hours, 2-hour break. And it starts with FoamCon. So it's a big like marketplace where you can go around and talk to all the different people. You can talk to Foam Blast, Out of Darts, Captain Xavier, everyone. Everyone's got a booth. You can buy stuff. You can shop around. It's just a big hangout.
Oh, all right.
But on the way in, you pick your teams. And then after that, after a couple hours mucking around in the markets, you go to the location. They give you a briefing, and then they split you up into your teams, and then you do a mission, and then you have a break. And then you go do another mission while the mods reset during the break. They'll go change things and fix things up while everyone's just hanging out. And then you do another mission, and then so it goes on, off, on, off, on, off for 2 days.
Oh,
so it's like a day and a half for the first day. It's half a day because you got the FoamCon, and then the second day is just all day.
Ooh,
They have different rules in regards to their zombies. Their respawn thing is different. Their it was an experience. It was nothing I've ever experienced before, and I enjoyed it. But I think I enjoyed it more for the people that I was with and meeting. I met a lot of really cool people and just had a lot of fun. Planning wise, it could have been better. There was a lot of just like, what's happening? What are we doing? But I don't let that bother me because, again, it's supposed to be a zombie apocalypse. Things go wrong. So I like to think when something goes wrong with the game, it's something that's gone wrong in the apocalypse. So, oh no, something's gone wrong. Instead of complaining about it and getting upset, I'm like, oh no, something's gone wrong. Lose your heads, everything's on fire. And just sort of run with it because it's part of the game.
Oh,
I like
yes.
to immerse myself in it a little bit.
Something is wrong. Just go with it. The flow.
Yeah. Whereas
what-
Z-Town, it does have its organizational issues, but it's gotten a lot better over time. And usually it sort of plays up again when they go to a new location.
Ah.
So in Sydney, it's pretty solid because they've done it in Sydney a lot. And then in Melbourne, they've done it 2 or 3 times. So it's not too bad in Melbourne. But then I heard they went to the USA. I didn't get to go over for that one. Pardon me. Apparently, I heard mixed things. I heard it was a success. I heard it was a failure. I don't know.
That's what they say.
I wasn't there for it. I couldn't tell you. And then obviously I came over for Singapore, and Singapore was a bit of a mess with the organization, but that's all because new location, new systems. They couldn't bring everything and everyone to Singapore because they had to fly everything over, and it would just get too expensive.
Yes.
So they had to get all new NPCs. They had a skeleton crew of people that actually knew what was going on. Like there was maybe only 4 or 5 people there who knew what was going on besides myself, and I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. I just know what's happening in the game.
Oh no.
So it's like with Z-Town, the first one is always the roughest because they gotta get used to a location.
Yeah.
But they get better over time because they get more practiced, and then the people who are working there know what's going on more, and they all start understanding it better. So it's a learning experience. The more they do it in a location, the better it gets.
Ah. So
So in Sydney, it's pretty good now, but there's still issues that hop up because you've got a server that doesn't get used for most of the year, and then there's like 1,000 people trying to use it on one day. So the dog tags won't always work, and the pylons won't always work, and stuff like that. So it's just you run with it. It's like, oh no, this machine that we need is busted. It's the apocalypse.
work. Yeah, but then the thing is, in Melbourne and Sydney, right? When you all play, because I mean it's only once in Singapore, so we don't get to experience what you have there. Does the location changes every time? Like
Sometimes.
Once is in university, the other time is in shopping mall, something like that. Does it work? Is it like this all the time?
I've played a couple at Sydney Olympic Park. So the first one I went to was at Sydney Olympic Park. I think I've done 2 or 3 there.
Oh.
Then we've done a couple at universities, and they'll move them around different universities, but sometimes they use the same venue a couple of times. And it's not really a big issue because they change the story, they change the NPCs. So even though it's the same location, everything's different. They'll move things around. It's not going to be the same game.
I see. So does those like alpha zombies, they change as well? Those boss zombies, they change?
Not really. The witch is always the witch, and you guys got it easy. If we had the witch from Australia, she's a trained opera singer, and she screams.
Oh, so the one in Singapore is not bad enough.
Oh no, she was terrifying because she looked like The Ring. I don't like horror, so as soon as I saw, I'm like, oh, she's a zombie. Nope, and I ran away. Like she actually scared me.
Oh, okay. So the one in Australia is much worse.
Gameplay wise, because she actually has like prosthetics and stuff. She looks like the witch from Left 4 Dead.
Oh no.
And she actually screams and cries and stuff like that. She gets really into the character. And then like there'll be rumors and stuff like that, like, oh, she'll calm down if you give her this. Sometimes it's right. Most of the time it's not.
So Pierre's very false to the West.
And she's fun. Like I've gotten to know her the more I've played, because the witch is always around where there's stuff happening, and I'm always where stuff's happening.
sorry. No, okay. Sorry, sir. Give me a while. I'll sign the thing later. I'm sorry. No,
All good.
sorry, work stuff just pops up. I'm sorry.
That's all good. So like she's terrifying, but she's after the majority of people, and I figured that out. So if I'm with a group of like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, doesn't matter, and they run and I stay there, and I'm like, you're going to go after them because there's more of them. as long as she can't get me, so like if I'm just walking around a pillar or staying behind something so she has to keep chasing me in circles, she'll like, I'm like, they're getting away, and then she'll give up and chase them because there's more of them. So I figured out how to avoid the witch, but now that I've said that, she's gonna get me.
Well, she's watching. If she's watching this podcast, yeah, then.
But yeah, so they have the witch, they have the doof zombie, which you guys
Uh,
didn't have, unfortunately.
Which zombie?
The doof zombie,
Oh
like
no, we.
doof, doof music.
Oh, I think we were supposed to have it, right? But then.
Yeah, but the speakers didn't work.
Oh, okay.
So he's a lot of fun. The guy that we usually have in Sydney, he's has speakers on and he walks around and he's sort of like good and bad. You can sort of reason with him without talking. So he's just there to dance and have a good time and play music. So if you sort of like start dancing with him, he won't kill you. He'll just dance with you because it's having a good time. And then sometimes he'll have a fuel canister. So you have to dance with him or sing a song or something like that. And he'll give you the fuel canister. He'll stop other zombies killing you if you're entertaining.
Oh.
So one time, I was in Red Base with a heap of people, and there was a horde of zombies following him, and they cornered us. Like all of Red Team was in Red Base in a corner, and all of the horde was there. Yeah, exactly. Dubstep zombie. And
yes. Million Tears. Yeah.
yeah,
I'll play Million Tears.
basically it. And
Yes, a Pontianak.
yeah, so that we were all stuck in a corner, and he was at the front, and he's like, oh no, we've got all of Red Team here. He's like, oh, I shouldn't have done this, because I was at the front getting ready to shoot, and then he's just went, oh well, and put on Disturbed's Down with the Sickness. So a real like heavy song, and I was like, guys, I got this. I took off my hat, pulled out my ponytail, and I just started headbanging, flicking my hair everywhere, and he's like, yes. Then he starts headbanging, and I was like, stay back, and he was just headbanging with me, and I'm like, run. So everyone ran behind me, and I'm just like swinging my hair around.
So we're just having fun with that zombie, man.
Yeah,
No,
you just got to dance with him.
We need to have that in Singapore. Just let us play. Just let us do that. We have everyone just having fun. Dancing.
Yeah, he's just there to scare people, but also just make people interact with him. And it's like, I'm gonna get you unless you tell me a joke, or just here, sing this song, and he'll get you in a corner. But then he'll put on a song, and then if you dance with him, he'll let you go and stuff like that. It's just fun. I really enjoy Doof Zombie.
The
He's
two
just
that
there for a good time.
Oh, the two that you mentioned, right? They are always there in the game, right? They always appear in the game, no matter which location you go. It's the most
Yeah.
basic of the two.
Yeah, there hasn't been many games that haven't had the Doof Zombie. The Witch is always there.
But do they change? Okay, but the person playing the character, does it change, or is it the same guy and the same lady every time?
The Witch has always been the same, except for Singapore.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know about the US. I just won't talk about the US because I don't know. But in Australia, the Witch has always been the same girl.
Okay.
The Doof Zombie has been 2, maybe 3 people.
Oh, okay.
And then they introduced a poll for us to choose a third one. And it was either a push bike zombie, skateboard zombie, or a rollerblading zombie.
I heard you guys chose the rollerblades, and she can
We
climb
did
the
choose the rollerblade zombie because we thought if we go on grass, she can't get us. If we go upstairs, she can't get us. But the girl who's the rollerblade zombie is a rollerblade roller rink
expert.
master.
Oh no.
She like, you go up the stairs and you're like, ha! But then like 2 games later, she taught herself how to go upstairs. So she came out, everyone ran upstairs, and she just looked, rolled up to the stairs, and just started walking up the stairs, and everyone lost their shit and ran.
Oh my god.
Because we're like, oh no, she can go everywhere.
At this point in time, I would choose the push bike.
Yeah, but if you're running, the push bike will catch you.
No, would it?
Like,
I
if
would
you're
choose
running straight, the push bike will catch you.
Oh yes, of course. If you're like in circles, yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
Need a different zombie, get a YP, a young punk on an e-bike. Well, we could get that. But that was a very interesting. This is a very interesting mix in Australia actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had so that's a very interesting. I mean, in Singapore, I hope if they come again, or if Z Town happens again, which I do really hope they do. I want to see a. I don't know if any of the Z Town people are watching. I want to see a zombie that holds a blaster.
No, they won't do that because it gets confusing.
No, specifically a mega rocket blaster. Those that fire foam rockets.
I don't think it'll happen.
Oh no.
It gets too confusing.
Something that
I
does
mean, there was a lot of people who weren't taking their hits as humans.
Oh yeah, true that in the game in Singapore the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so like that's just universal. You shoot people of other teams, and they just don't take their hits. So if you put a big, powerful zombie who's got a blaster, it's not gonna work.
Or maybe a Jedi zombie, that'll be fun.
Well, that's what we have at HVC Sydney, is the guys with the pool noodles, stuff like that.
Pool noodles.
Well, we use pool noodles as swords.
Long reach.
We cut the pool noodles in half and put a piece of PVC pipe in the middle, but only like that much in the middle, so it's got a really long floppy end on the end, and that way you have like a sword and you can deflect darts.
That sounds like a very good idea.
Yeah, so that way you can run around as a zombie and you can reach a little further, and if someone's shooting at you, you can try and deflect the darts. So if the darts hit the sword before it hits you, it doesn't count.
Oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's good. Do you all have you all had night HVZ games or like night Z Town games yet?
We've had them go into night, whereas like the game started late and then finished late, and it was night time when the game ended, but we haven't like played a specifically night game.
Oh, like specifically dark. You have never tried that yet. Like dim lights, not yet, right?
No.
All right. I'm hoping that maybe one. That will be a bit more scary, but there'll be a lot of safety here and there. But
yeah,
I
mean, I'd like to play it.
I would love to play it. Where you see like you don't know where you're going. You're just scared when someone ambush you or something like that.
Well, that's why I'd never look at the maps of the locations. So like, if they're gonna do it at a new location, people are always like, "This is the map. This is where things are. This is this and that and whatnot." I'm like, I don't look at that because I'm like, I want to show up and I don't want to know where anything is. So that way, I've just been dropped into the apocalypse and I have to figure it out.
Oh, I think that's a very fun way to play because you never had some clue of what's happening inside.
Yeah, so I like to make the game hard for myself. I have a very different approach to a lot of people.
Yes, I think that's a good way. I mean, you want to enjoy yourself. You paid the money for it. You want to enjoy it.
Yeah,
fun.
I don't mind if I die as long as I have fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And previously, I think back before you went back to Australia, we were together in the we were having dinner.
Hospital.
Hospital. Was it hospital or was it having dinner? I forgot.
I don't know. We did both.
We did both. I both. So we are talking about how they give out missions during Z Town. Am I right? And you have to complete all the missions in Z Town. So what happened after you guys completed the missions? Was there any like sub missions or special missions that happened?
It really depends. That's something that I've learnt with NPCs that gets better with time. The NPCs will be better at coming up with missions. So at Singapore, I actually finished every mission. I did them all.
I think you know.
I did the whole list except for the bounty hunting mission because they didn't have a bounty.
Yes, correct.
So in the second game, I said, "Where's the bounty hunt?" And they're like, "Oh, we haven't got one." I'm like, "I'll be the bounty," and that's how I became an NPC. because they actually know me and stuff like that. So they're like, oh no, Judd will be good. He can be the bounty. All right, guys, we're playing Capture the Cowboy, and that's when blue team come after me, and that was really fun. But in previous games, I've done none of the missions just because I want to go do my own thing. And it's like, I know I need to get fuel canisters. I know I need to get a picture of the enemy NPCs. I know I need to do this. I know most of them off the top of my head, but they change sometimes. It's like the flag one is relatively new.
Yeah.
So I'll just run around and do my own thing. And if I find a mission, I'll do a mission.
Ah, okay.
And then sometimes I've done none of them, and sometimes I've done all of them. Oh, hey, Graham.
Oh, that's great. And for zombies, how do you tag players with social distancing rules now? No, there won't be any games, but let's see.
Pool noodles.
Pool noodles. That's a good. Yeah, pool noodles can have long reach, 1 meter. The pool noodles can be 2 meters long.
You just put two of them together.
Uni Macquarie. Oh, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the uni name. I'm so sorry. And Sydney Uni has Z-Town events running into darkness. Chaotic and zombie house of 50 plus roaming groups.
Yeah, this is Graham.
No.
He's a friend of mine, and yeah, he plays Z-Town very differently, and it's a lot of fun. He's used just a big bad bow that uses those big foam arrows, and a Maverick, or something like that, and he'll just use the rocket bow. So he shoots once, and then he has to reload the damn thing and go again, and he'll run that, and he'll live to the end. He plays with silly blasters, and he lives way too long.
That's kind of fun if I'm gonna have. Well, 50 plus roaming groups. Oh my god, zombie hordes of 50 plus roaming groups. That's bad.
Some of the Z-Town events in Australia have gotten thousands of players.
Oh no! Oh, I think we really want to have that. I mean, Singapore one is like 300, 400, but we want a long one.
Yeah.
Pool noodles with mannequin hands. That's long.
Yeah, that's a great point. Tank. Treat every HVZ like a workout. Unknowingly, 15 kilometers distance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone record it on their health tracker, and they said they did 30 kilometers when they played both games. I'm like, yes, I think you deserve the 30 kilometers in the entire day.
Yeah.
It's really a good workout actually.
It is. It tricks me into running.
Yes, I think it's a better campaign than what majority of people are doing right now. Yeah, man. I mean, Z-Town is a fun stuff. As an alpha, I clocked 9 kilometers. Oh, whoa, that's a lot. As player and marshals, yeah, you have to go and walk around and run around. 18 km. I think I myself, I didn't clock too much. I think the most I clocked was like 5 kilometers, because
I didn't measure mine.
I think I ran about 5 kilometers, like up and down the same two bases, like the same two checkpoints every time. It's about 500 meters.
Hey, Daniel.
Hello, you're my
Infamous Aku is another friend of mine.
Oh,
he's been. Right. I took him to Z-Town as well, and yeah, he uses another weird blaster as well. He uses a Mega Thunderbow in his hand with another Mega Thunderbow strapped to the back of his hand. So he has two Mega Thunderbows, and he just shoots 5 and then shoots 5 and then pulls out a hammer shot.
I think we gotta do that, man. I think we gotta have a list. I think next time when we were playing Z-Town or HVZ, we gotta have a list of missions to do. Like apart from the standard ones from Z-Town, you have a standard list of missions to do. Like probably go in the game with a joke.
Yeah.
Win the game with a joke. I think that would be like a big one. Then long range. Yeah, man, that's long range. Probably go in the game without a blaster and see if you can survive.
People have.
Yeah, I saw that in Singapore. I haven't seen
Sock ninjas.
Yes, I saw an auntie just sit down there and play Angry Birds on the phone.
Yeah.
She was just sitting there on the chair. When the zombie came attack her, she just shuns the zombie away. I'm just like, what the heck? I ain't going.
It's different. Like the game I survived, I got through with a little bit of trickery.
Oh.
Because we were running. This was at Last Haven, the last event they had in Sydney, and my friend Crawley and I were 2 people left in my crew. I don't know where the rest of my crew was. And we were running with another group of people we met. And then my leg cramped up and I fell over.
Oh no.
Fell down pretty hard on the concrete. And Crawley stopped to see if I was okay. Everyone else kept running, which I can't blame them for. But I did it right in front of Andrew, who's one of the guys that runs Z-Town. And he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I just got a cramp." He's like, "All right, leave him alone. He's fine. Just let him go. You're invincible until you get to the bar," because they had a bar where they was just serving water.
Uh-huh.
It's just over there. It was like maybe 100 meters away. It's like, you're invincible till you get to the bar, have some water, flush it out, and then game back on. I'm like, cool. So I had to sit there for a little while because I couldn't move. And then he picked me up. My mate Crawley helped me get up and helped me limp all the way to the bar. Zombies are coming up and tagging us. And Andrew was like, "No, they're fine till they get to the bar. They're invincible till they get to the bar." And there's zombies everywhere. We got to the bar. I'm drinking water, just sculling it because I was so thirsty. You forget to drink. That's my problem. That's why I ended up in hospital.
Yes, correct. We didn't get drink in Singapore, but the water coolers were actually quite scattered there too.
Yeah, it's all good. But I was drinking water. My legs still hurt. Talking to the NPC at the bar. They had a bartender NPC. It was really fun. Having a great time talking to him. And then I started limping over to a chair. And Crawley's following me. And there's zombies everywhere. And now they can kill us. And we're like, just keep limping. We got to the chairs and we're like, what the hell do we do? There's zombies everywhere. Where do we go? Where's the evac? What do we do? And then be quiet. That's my mate again, drinking the wrong things.
Bacardi Breezes yet?
And they ended up putting the evac point right in front of me, like maybe 20 meters away. And I'm like, that's fantastic. I can't walk. So I'm sitting here with my friend Crawley, and there's zombies everywhere. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, if I can get there, I win. But I can't walk. And Crawley's like, I don't know what to do, man. I'm like, I don't know either. And then all the NPCs started running in to the evac, and they got to evac. And then the red leader, I actually broke him out of jail.
Oh.
Because they captured all the NPCs, and we had to do capture the flags to release them.
Okay.
But I gave him my hammer shots on a pulley system, and he broke out, which wasn't scripted. They just did it. So he was like, "That guy's cool."
I did it in Singapore as well. We give NPCs blasters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got there. He got inside, and I yelled out his name. I think it was Billy Blaze or something like that was his character name. And he's looked at me, and he's like, "Are you alive?" And I'm like, he's like, "Come here." I'm like, "I can't walk." And he's like, "I got this." Takes off his jacket, walks up to me, and just throws me over his shoulder, and then walks me into the evac zone.
What the?
And I was like, hell yeah, I just freaking survived.
Fun.
While everyone was looking at me, Crawley just sort of stood up and walked around and got into the evac zone as well. And they're like, have you got your passport? Because you had to get a piece of paper to get you out. So I pulled out the passport, everyone's cheering, and it was great. And I was just laying on the ground. There's a photo of me on Facebook. There's like a little caution tape area with a few people standing in it. I'm just like, laying on the ground.
That was fun. I think that would be fun if we have that in Singapore. I think it happened. I think Joseph remembers it very well. I think you remember the night game. There were like my friend got injured. We were running in a group of trees. They were looking for me. Then the three of us were running. Because he has been playing a day game, and then halfway through one of the games, the alpha came, and they ran away without me. I was busy trying to distract the alpha. I got attacked. I didn't got attacked actually. I got chased, and then after halfway, right? I think my friend had a cramp on his leg. He fell down. Then my friend Joseph was the marshal that day, so he was like, he needs help. Then I went to help, and then they made us immune. Then suddenly another guy went down just near us.
Yeah.
And she went down because a player bumped into her, and she was injured as well. Then just 5 minutes later, the other side, another side on the stairs, someone else also fell down. Then we had 3 casualties in the same area. and I was treating 3 casualties before the medic came. It's quite fun. And I was immune for I think about a good 30 minutes trying to treat everyone.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you get that many people in an area running around and stuff like that, it's gonna happen. Oh, and sorry, Tank was gonna ask me a question, and I
yes, please,
forgot
okay.
about it. What was the question, Tank?
And yep, Tank, please do it. Zenden be going with a blowpipe. Yeah, boy. Zenden took my blowpipe and went into a HVZ game. Have you seen someone play HVZ with blowpipe?
Yes, at End War.
Oh, ammo.
At Z-Town, they don't allow it. At
Yeah,
End
correct.
War, I actually teamed up with a guy with a blowpipe.
I tried to bring my blowpipe into Z-Town, they didn't allow it. If not, I would be using my blowpipe. It's
At
awesome.
Z-Town Singapore, there was a lot of things that were allowed in that weren't supposed to be allowed in.
Yeah. I think I heard about it, but Singapore.
Yeah, I was telling the marshals and stuff like that, like that's not allowed, that's not allowed, that's not allowed. And I ended up, Andrew found out and he's like, oh no, if the marshals say it's okay, it's okay. And I'm like, okay, just so you know, those people have got modded stuff and it's just powered down and it just happened.
Yeah, correct. So Tank is asking, location for Singapore Z-Town, great or stupid? Honest answer.
I like it.
Yes,
It
yes,
could have
yes.
been bigger. Like we've had ANZ Stadium at Sydney is basically 2 of those, and with underground tunnels and stuff like that between the 2 and the area outside of the stadium. So Singapore was basically a field I'd already played at, because I've played it at stadiums before, but it was smaller, so it was just one big circle. Usually, the stadium fields use the entire stadium, so you can use the surrounding grounds, you can use the stadium, you can go up and down the stairs, you can go on the ground. So it was just a smaller field than I've played before, but they had less people than have played at some of the games. So I like the area, but it would have been good to, if we had a couple hundred more people, we could have made the area a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
But that's not my call. I don't get to be in charge of that sort of stuff. So,
Well,
but the benefit of being in a great big circle is you've always got somewhere to run.
yes.
Especially if you're going up and down the stairs and stuff like that. That's why we had so many alpha zombies at the end of the day, was because we couldn't catch the people. We had like 40 survivors in the night game and like 14 alpha zombies. 14 invincible zombies, and we couldn't catch the last 40. So yeah, it's just a matter of like they had to do something to kill these people because they weren't shooting anyone, they were just running away. So it was like, oh well, every time someone gets close to them they die. We need more invincible zombies. So people were complaining that there was too many, but that was because you guys were too fast.
Yes.
You guys were outmaneuvering us, so we needed more.
Correct.
If they're putting harder and harder and harder zombies at you, that means you're doing a good job.
Yes.
The game is supposed to kill you. You're not supposed to survive.
I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know that. So I was trying to do that. But yes, the marshals were doing a good job with the cronies and stuff like that. Actually, on my view of Singapore, actually, most of us Singaporeans, we don't like stairs. So that location was bad. But it was a good big location. If only we could have used the field, it would have been perfect. But the location was big enough actually, including the stairs and everything is bad. But I think we can't play outside of the location because it's a, I think you guys know it's a mall, so you can't go out of the stadium. Because below the stadium is a mall. Yeah. That's why we can't play outside. I think it would be fun if it's the entire stadium plus whatever is inside the field and outside, like you said, in Australia.
Yeah. So we've just been lucky with a few of our locations.
Yeah, man. All right, Judd, we can answer one more question and then we'll have to end this podcast for today.
Yep.
Because our time is almost up. And actually, before you guys can just ask the last question, if anyone asks. And well, you guys are trying to ask the question for Judd. I would like to thank you for actually coming online tonight.
Not
I know
a problem.
It's very late at night because I mean in Australia it's like 12 p.m. right now about there.
It's quarter to 12.
And then you had a long day at work and everything, and we are trying to get you to come on. But thank you so much, and also
I mean,
thank
this
you.
isn't coffee.
It's water. And thank you to actually come on to talk to us too, and to help us start HPC in Singapore here.
Not a
And
problem. It's a
thanks a
game
lot.
everyone should play. It's so much fun.
Yes, it's fun for any age actually. We might
Yeah.
have kids on. Yeah.
What's the lower age limit for you guys? What's your cutoff age?
We didn't. We put. I think if I'm not wrong, we put at 8 years. No, 8 or 10 years old, about there. But if anything below that, if you have a parent, if the parent is playing, accompanying the child, yeah, then that will be the then that will be fine with us. So we actually had one very young kid join the game together with the parent. So that was not so. He's about 6, 7, about there. He joined the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then his
We had
parents
a soft limit on ours as well, because like we had it set at like 12, and then there was one of our players brought his daughter and she was under that age, so we lowered it again because she was fine.
Yeah.
And then we just kept lowering the age limit until we were just like, if the kid is fine to play, as long as the parent is there with them, and we like sort of put it at around 8. But then we had like one person join who had like an 8-year-old daughter and a 6-year-old son, and we're like, if he can handle it, he's cool.
All right, that's
So
good.
yeah, we
Yeah.
don't want to say like, yes, your daughter can play but your son can't, because then we're losing 3 players.
Right.
Because if one of them can't play, none of them are going to. So like,
Yeah.
look, if he can handle it, he can play. So he got to shoot some people, and then he got shot, and it didn't hurt him too much. So he was like, yep, I can deal with it. And then he was good to go.
Okay. Well, I think there's not much questions left, so probably we can end this podcast for today, Judd.
Oh, we got one question there.
Oh, we got it.
My mate, Infamous Aku, do you want an extra guest? No, we're
Oh.
finishing.
Probably the next one, the next podcast that we have, we can have something else that we can talk about. Then we can invite you on. Yeah.
Yeah, by
Yeah,
all means. I'll if you want to invite me, I can ask some of my friends who have been to Z Towns and stuff with me.
Sure, we'll do probably after a few more. We can invite you back to talk about other stuff. Yeah.
No worries. Hit
All
me up.
right. Well, then that's the end of our podcast for today, man. Thanks, Judd. And
No
then
problem.
thank the rest of you guys for watching. And do stay tuned for our next podcast, because the next podcast is also from Australia. You guys will like it, especially Flywheelers, because we are inviting Adrian Watt from Flywheel the World to join us on next week's podcast. And together with Singapore's 2 flywheelers from Singapore, one is known as Mafia, which is Jeremy, and the other
Another
guy,
good bloke.
yes, and the other guy is Duncan from E44 to join us for this podcast next week. So I'll see you guys through to next week. Bye, guys, and thanks, Judd. Okay, and we'll see you soon next week, buddies. Bye, guys.